What is up, everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm back with another video, and let me just say I miss you guys. Today we are going to talk about melons, okay, specifically the piel de sapo melon. Okay, I've never tried this melon before. I saw this in the grocery store, yeah, I thought, hey, what the hey, let's make a video of me trying it. Let's just see, be like a little review for those of you who maybe have never heard of or tasted this melon before. I also would like to talk a little bit about where I've been the last, 8, 9, 10 months. Basically gonna snitch on myself about what I've been up to, what I've been doing, and how I've been living. So, man, let's get into it. But first, subscribe if you like the vibe, okay? That's all I'm gonna say about that. Let's get into the video. All right, so, first, can I just say, it feels weird that I'm sitting down. When I make videos for you guys, I always am standing up because I feel like I have like full range of motion, and I don't know, I just feel like my energy is bigger when I'm standing up. I know that probably sounds a little odd, but obviously to eat, we're gonna sit. So, man, this is a little odd for me, but that's okay. So first I'll probably, let's take care of the melon. We'll probably cut into it. Man, I'm actually very excited. This has actually been in my fridge for some days. I've been waiting for the perfect day. Today is the perfect day, you guys. It is sunny, it is beautiful. The motivation is here and present. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So first, like I said, we'll take care of the melon, and then once it's cut up, and we're done talking about the melon, then I will move into talking a little bit more about where I've been and what I've been up to for the last 9, 10 months. All right, so here we go. How do I want to cut it? Usually I would cut a melon like this and make my little melon fries. Should I try to cut it like this? This is like some daredevil melon cutting. How do I want to do it? I'm just gonna cut it like how I would usually cut a melon. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I'm gonna stand up a little bit. Let's see what we got here. All right, cutting. I'm excited to see what it looks like on the inside. Let's see here. Cutting. All right, and the reveal. Oh, it's white. It's white, you guys. I was not expecting that. Smells delicious. It smells absolutely fantastically, amazingly delicious. Okay, wow, I am shocked. That's not at all. I guess I thought it was gonna be like yellow, maybe. Not exactly sure what I thought. I guess I didn't have any expectations, really. Okay, brought a little container for my seeds. Oh my gosh, let me know, comment down below, have you ever tried this melon? It's a piel de sapo melon, okay. Yeah, let me know if you've tried this before. If you've never tried it before, comment down below what you think it's gonna taste like, okay? What color did you think it was gonna be when I cut it open? I wanna know a little bit about what you were thinking. All right, also, while I'm doing this, while I'm removing the seeds, I just wanna let you know, guys, I always save the seeds to pretty much anything that I like eat or cut open. I guess I don't really keep like apple seeds, but any like squash or melon, I always keep the seeds. And that is for 2 reasons. Sometimes I keep them to grow them later, like one day when I have my own garden space. I like to, especially this is like an organic one, so especially if it's like an organic fruit or squash, I will definitely try to keep the seeds for that reason, potentially growing more later. Or honestly, sometimes I will, I'll roast the seeds for a little alkaline snacky do, okay? For those of you who subscribe to the alkaline vegan lifestyle, then you are fully aware that it's really hard to come by alkaline snacks, okay? It's pretty rare, and most of the time it's like you have to make your own snacks and be prepared in that way. It's like, yeah, pretty rare to like go to the store and just be able to find some alkaline snacks that doesn't have like some other crapola in it. Yeah, I said crapola, you heard me. My mom used to say that, guys. My mom used to say that when I was younger, and I used to like roll my eyes. I used to think my mom was so corny. And here I am all these years later being corny like my mom. Funny how that go, huh? Okay, so seeds are saved. Now I'm gonna show you guys how I cut my melons, okay? This is how I like to eat my melons. I like to make little melon fries, okay? So I'll cut like this. So weird. Also cutting sitting down. It's not like you sit when you're in the kitchen, so it's a little weird. All right, do that, and then then I'll turn it, do the same thing the other way. This is a big boy. All right, here we go. It's falling. This is okay, almost done here. Don't cut your fingers, Mick. All right, that should be good enough for now. All right, we'll go ahead and put this away. All right, so, and voila, melon fries. There you have it, okay? This is like perfect for on the go too. Like if I want to eat melon like on the way to work or something, I'll just like, usually it doesn't fall and collapse, but it's like, would be perfect to just boop, like pick it all up and like put it in a bowl and then boom, while you're driving. I didn't even warn you guys I was gonna take a bite. Wow. Okay, wow. What are my first impressions? Wow. Oh my gosh, you guys. First of all, I love fruit. I love melons, okay? If you know me in real life, then you know I love fruit. And if you don't know me in real life, now you know. Mick loves fruit, man. This is so good. Okay. Wow. So how would I describe this? Wow. Okay. So my first impression obviously is okay, it is very delicious. I'm going to go into more detail, or try to anyways. The second thing I would say is it's very juicy. Okay, this is very juicy. I can tell, even though this is the first one that I've ever had of these melons, I can tell that this is a very well-grown piel de sapo melon, okay? And I can tell just because, and if it's not a well-grown one, then I cannot imagine how good the well-grown one would be, okay? But, you know, sometimes you can tell when fruit is, or just plants in general are grown well, you know, meaning like they have good seeds, good soil. You know, there's a lot of factors that goes into it, but I can tell that this is a very, I'm glad that the first one that I got was a good one, right? Sometimes when you get a bad one, you don't know, and this doesn't just apply to melons, but it's like sometimes when you try something for the first time and it's not a good one, you don't know that it's not a good one. So a lot of people will be like, okay, well, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? But this is one of those where I can tell this is a good version. It's ripe. It has to be. I mean, yeah, it's so juicy. It's literally like melting in my mouth. You know what it reminds me of? As far as the texture goes, I was gonna say it's so soft, but yet still firm. And so this is what it reminds me of. It reminds me of if you've ever had like a bubble tea with like either like the tapioca pearls, or more specifically, it's reminding me of like the jellies. Okay, if you've never had a boba or like anything like that, then you might not know what I'm talking about. But this definitely, it reminds me of like specifically the jellies, not the actual like tapioca dark like black pearls, not those are a little bit more chewy, but like they're usually like rectangular, the little jellies. They usually have like a few different like fruit flavors. That's what it reminds me of. It's like, it's soft, squishy, but still has like a little bit of firmness. Wow. I'm happy, you guys. I was not sure what this was gonna be like. So delicious. Wow. Okay. So as far as the flavor profile goes, I would say it's very similar to a honeydew melon. But it's a little bit more mild. So if you don't like honey melon or honeydew melon, you might like this, okay, because it's the flavor isn't as strong. Wow, it's very sweet. This piece, not so much, but that first, like the first few bites, maybe I'm used to it now. The first few bites that I took kind of had like a very, and again, this is very mild flavor in general. I'm really trying to stretch my taste buds to the max here to try to really give you guys a detailed expression of what it tastes like. The first few bites that I took had like an aftertaste that was like slightly sour, okay? And I use that word very sparingly. Overall, this is a sweet melon. It's very sweet, but what I'm trying to say is like there's a little tang. Sour is maybe too extreme of a word. There's a tiny tanginess at the end. I don't really taste it anymore. So you know what? After you've taken a few bites, it was literally like the first 2 bites that I took, I felt that. Maybe it was just like a certain portion of the melon that I bit into. Yeah. Overall, this is a very mild fruit. I feel like almost anyone would like this fruit. It's just basically pure, juicy sweetness. If you don't like sweet things, if you don't like fruit, first of all, okay, I guess I'm not judging you, but I can't understand. I can't relate. Okay, if you don't like fruit, I say that because I know a lot of you are like, who doesn't like fruit? I have a few friends, particularly one in particular who just really does not like fruit. I remember asking her once, like, what is your favorite fruit? And she was just like, I don't really like, that's the face she made. And she's like, I don't really like fruit, which is wild to me. Okay, I'm a sweet person. I like sweets, so therefore fruit is one of my favorite things in the world. And that was before I became alkaline. Now that I know a lot more about fruit and what it does for our body, I'm just a lot more conscious about what type of beings we are and like I said, what fruit does for our body. I love fruit even more now, man. Just all praise due to the Most High for fruit. Let me just say that. Wow. Excuse me. I highly recommend. You know, believe it or not, I actually got this at a Winco. Yeah, right? A Winco of all places. I will say that, you know, Winco does, you know, especially depending on what neighborhood, Winco does sometimes have some unique finds. You know, I try not to do all of my shopping at Winco because they don't have like a very big organic section. The main reason I like Winco's is because they have bulk. They have a bulk section. They're one of the few places where I live where you can actually get dried mango that doesn't have like sulfites and preservatives added to it. That's also organic. So, you know, and I also just want to say, you know, organic, the organic label isn't everything. It's better than conventionally grown fruit, but just want to remind you, you know, it's not everything. Anyways, I feel like I'm getting super, well, not off topic necessarily, but just a bunch of little tidbits that I wasn't planning on talking about. But yeah, so if you have the option to ever try a piel de sapo melon, I highly recommend. This is delicious, and like I said, it's mild. This is like, even I feel like even a picky kid, okay, children that are picky eaters, you know, they don't like strong flavors. I think even a picky kid would really like this. You know, again, depending on if they like fruit and if they like sweet flavored things. But if you are just a not picky eater, or your kid is not a picky eater, this is hard not to like. This is like just truly, just, I mean, it's just oh my gosh, you can see the juiciness reflecting in the light. Look at that. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. You see it dripping? This will hydrate the crap out of you. Literally. No. I meant that literally, okay? You know, I'm sure the fiber content in this and the mineral content in this, as well as the juiciness and the enzymes, this will hydrate the crap right on out of you. Just whoop, move it right on out. All right, anyways. Okay. Now that I have talked a little bit about the melon, about the fruit. Man, which, by the way, comment down below if you would ever try this, okay? Comment down below if you would ever try this. This is what the outside looks like. Okay, it's like greenish, green and yellow with like, there, you know, some brown spots on there. Oh my gosh. Oh man, this is truly delicious. Here, I'll put it here so you guys can see. But it just, this is, I didn't know what to expect. I knew I would probably like it because I just, like I said, I like all fruit. But yeah, I had no idea what to expect. Truly delicious. I should have brought some napkins. I wasn't expecting it to be so juicy. You can tell too, I just want to say this, you can tell that this is very likely not genetically modified. Like I said, you can tell that this is probably a very natural version of this fruit, a very well-grown version of this fruit. This is just a high quality piece of fruit right here. If I had known that this was going to be this good, I would have bought two. I would have bought two. Man, this is good. And like I said, I had never seen this before, so I don't know if there would be any more left. I don't know if it was a one-time shipment. I've never seen these before anywhere, let alone at Winco. But wow, this is truly amazing. Okay, piel de sapo. Wow, just, oh my gosh, so good. You guys, side note, I'm at a park. I just saw a squirrel take a poo-poo. I have never seen a squirrel defecate before. That was a very interesting sight. Very interesting. But anyways, now that I have talked a little bit about the fruit, I want to just give you guys a little update about where I've been. And you know what I've been up to and what I'm still up to, and you know just try to communicate with you guys a little bit. You know, first I want to say that I did not intend on taking a break from recording and uploading videos for you guys. That was never a part of my intention when I started my channel, which I do also want to say I had thought about making a YouTube channel for years before I actually made the channel. Okay. The content ideas originally, when I first thought of it, this was years ago, back when I was in college, I wanted to mostly just talk about like human rights stuff and you know, kind of crossing the border into like, you know, political stuff a little bit, which I'm not saying that I will not talk about that stuff still. You know, human right, if you know me, I've been a lot less vocal the last year or so, and I'm about to talk about why. But if you know me in real life, then you know that human rights is one of my main topics that I like to talk about. Yeah, I would say that for sure. So that was originally, you know, but like politically focused was going to be my original intention for recording and having a channel. A lot, you know, like I said, I thought that I had to have all this fancy equipment. I thought I had to do all this stuff. So there was so many excuses for so long as to why I didn't make my channel. But last year, about, you know, 10, I would say actually, oh my gosh, what is it? It's October. So coming up here at the end of the month, it'll be about a year ago that I uploaded my channel, that I uploaded my first video. Oh my gosh, I will try to do something special for that. I just decided. Okay, but anyways, when I finally, you know, quote unquote, pulled the trigger and decided to actually make my video, it's because I had gone on a spiritual retreat, okay, or at least that's what it was sold to me as. It was a very last minute trip. I had seen the advertisement for this spiritual retreat like 3 days before the deadline to sign up, and I didn't even have like a ton of money to spare, but I had just enough for the trip plus some other things that I was working on and investing in at the time. And basically on that trip, I went to the beautiful sunny state of Arizona. Okay, it was so amazing. Just the state itself was absolutely beautiful. I remember my plane touched down, and I only had a carry-on, so I didn't have to go to baggage claim. I had a rental car. The guy met me with the rental car at the airport. So I literally, like, the plane landed, and less than 20 minutes later, I was like on the freeway, zooming, bumping music. It was just, and it was sunny, and it was so great. And it just was the most magical feeling. And I remember thinking, I love it here. Like in less than in 20 minutes or before I even got to, and then it was like a 2-hour drive to the town, to Sedona. Okay, so I flew into Phoenix, and then Sedona was where the retreat was taking place. And then so it was a 2-hour drive. But so before I even got to like the retreat portion and meeting the people that I went to go meet, I just remember thinking, I love this place. It was just so magical. And then even when I got to Sedona, if you have never been to Sedona, Arizona, oh my gosh, just again, absolutely beautiful. They had, in the retreat, one of the things that we did was we went to, they call it a vortex there, which is interesting language. I've had never heard of that before, using those explicit words. But, basically it's a very strong geographic point where, the energetic field is very strong there. It's just like a high energy spot on the map, basically, is what a vortex is. I'm sure that's a very rudimentary way of explaining it, but we had went to one of those, and I would argue just in general that Sedona, specifically, the whole place it's a very small town, but the whole place, I would argue, is very just high frequency, next level. If you're into energetics, then Sedona would be a great place for you to visit. It truly was great. It was an amazing experience. Even if I had went by myself and didn't meet any other people there, it would have just been so magical and amazing. So while I was there, basically, I feel like I didn't realize it at the time, but after all this time, and after I've had time to, and after everything that I've been through in the last year, this is my summary of, I basically had gotten the energetic boost. I basically feel like I had gotten like some downloads that basically motivated me. It gave me the oomph that I needed to start my channel. Like I just remember coming home and being like, it's done. I'm up, I'm recording. I remember I recorded my first video. It actually had gotten deleted off my phone. Like all my pictures and everything had just randomly gotten deleted off my phone. So the first video that I recorded actually didn't make it. Like you guys, like it's gone. It's gone forever into the ether. But I re-recorded, and I didn't let that stop me, and I basically started my channel like pretty much right when I got home. I want to say like literally the next day maybe I busted out the tripod and recorded my first video. And from that moment on, I fully intended to just continue recording. It was never my intention to take a break. But at the time I was balancing a lot of things. So like I said, I had invested in some other things for my business. I had, I was doing a lot of traveling at that time, which was new to me. So it kind of like, I allowed myself to get unbalanced in a lot of ways. And on top of all of that, spiritually, I had kind of put all of my eggs in like a spiritual basket, if you will. And, man, how can I say this? Basically, I was very in tune up until that point, especially after, so like I said, this was like last October, right? After that last August, the Lionsgate before, so like, not the last Lionsgate that we just had this year, as in a few months ago, but the Lionsgate before that trip to Arizona, nonstop since then, I had been getting upgrades and downloads to my physical body and my spiritual body, of course, but so much had happened. And I was just so spiritually in tune. I had never felt closer to the Most High. It was a beautiful time in my life, even though there was a lot of hardship that went along with it. For any of you who have experienced spiritual ascension, you understand that it's bittersweet, right? Parts of you are dying, parts of you are growing, parts of you are being born, all at the same time. And then that's just within your own realm, right? That's not even to count what's happening on the physical around you. So there was a lot happening in my life at the time, and essentially I had put all of my my spiritual eggs in one basket, and I thought that, basically the Most High had made some promises to me, and I'm not blaming the Most High when I say this. I personally had basically, okay, this is the perfect way to say it. I attached myself to the promises that the Most High gave me, and maybe I can make another video about attachment. I would argue it's not even great to attach attachment is a slippery slope. Okay, And so I basically had attached myself to the outcome, aka the promises that the Most High had made me, and I fully still believe to this day. And the Most High has reassured me a lot, especially recently, that the Most High does keep the Most High's promises. Okay, so in case you were wondering, there's a little positive tidbit for you there. But I thought that like, this is where I messed up. This is, you have to understand like divine timing. So it's like, because I had gotten so tapped in with the Most High, the Most High, I was able to, communicate so efficiently. And I had received the messages and received these promises. And my mistake was getting attached to the outcome, and also thinking that I, the human, knew what the timeline was, right? And so because I did not receive the promises in the time frame that I thought it was going to happen in, and because I had put all of my eggs, basically I had bet on that outcome, and I had basically planned my life around that outcome and receiving those blessings. When I realized that I had made all of these mistakes. Okay, this is really hard to explain, by the way, too. I'm trying to make it make sense, because I had when I finally realized that I was not operating off of divine timing, and that I had made a bunch of assumptions, and that I had gotten attached. And obviously things happen in life that make you realize these things, right? And so because of the things that had happened, it was occurring to me, it made me realize that what I had done, and that basically sent me into a spiraling depression. Again, just keeping it super real and authentic with you guys. But I did it to myself. So again, I'm not blaming the Most High in any way, shape, or form. Man, I live my life for the Most High. So let me just say that I can never be upset with that. And again, I'm willing to do the work. So it's not about, I will do the work even if I never receive these blessings or whatever, in the physical anyways. But I just want to say, so I had basically went into a spiraling depression, and this had caused me, so I am also one of those people who is, and I knew this about myself, but it was kind of a little bit more unconscious. Like I said, I've learned a lot over the course of the last year, and I realized how much of an emotional eater I am. And so because I had gotten depressed and just kept spiraling down, it really had kept getting worse. I fell off in every way, shape, and form that you could think of. The investment that I had made for my business basically failed because I was too depressed to put in the work that was required to make that a success. And I fell off. I fell off of Alkaline. Okay, I just want to admit that, snitch on myself about that really quick. I was, just eating a bunch of regular vegan food, including soy, including rice, including, just a lot of things that I knew were not good for me, a lot of starchy things, French fries, you name it. I was basically trying to fill the void inside of me by stuffing it full of food, and I do mean stuffing, okay? I had literally, just in the month of December last year, 2021, I had gained 30 pounds. Yeah, 30 pounds in about 3 weeks. Yeah, a lot of people are like, wow, I can't believe it. I didn't believe it either at the time, but it is true. And that also made me depressed, right? Because I lost my body, you know what I'm saying? I felt just like the freaking Michelin Man. Okay, and that made my confidence go down, and then on top of that, I just had to deal with so much stuff, because I failed myself with that investment that I made. I had lost a lot of money on that. I don't regret the trip that I made, but there was a lot of other trips that I had made. Like I said, I was traveling a lot during that time, and it didn't cost me as much as it potentially could have. I had got lucky in a lot of ways, but it cost me all that traveling had cost. It wasn't a necessity, and so a lot of that time that I was using to travel and spend time with certain people, I could have been using that time to invest in my business. I just was basically trying to juggle too much. And like I said, when I realized some of the things that I had done in so many realms of my life, I had made a lot of bets and a lot of gambles, and almost all of those bets and gambles ended up to be a loss, right? I took a lot of L's. I took a lot of L's at the end of last year. Let me tell you, like in a 2-month period, I took probably at least, like, I don't want to put a number to it, it's hard to count, but it's like I took at least a small handful of losses all at once. And like I said, it had sent me into this depression. So basically for the first like 6 months or longer, I was just eating whatever I wanted, basically, not meat, you know, I'm not a meat person, but I was eating chocolate chip cookies, you know what I'm saying, I was eating Nutella, okay, and I didn't necessarily buy these things, but it's like if I would go over to my dad's house, like, you know, whatever. Anyways, judge me if you want. I'm just being super honest with you guys. I'm finally now getting, well, I would say for the last few months, I've made a lot of moves, you know, because I had lost a lot of money investing and wasting my time. I had to get a job that I really did not like, and then I got stuck in that rut, and then that caused me even more depression and more pain. So then I had to get a new job, and then that job ended up being something that I really enjoyed, but the company wasn't that great, so then I had to get another new job, and, you know, anyways, it's taking me a long time. It's taking me, you know, because again, I'm explaining where I've been the last 9-10 months. It's taking me a long time to dig myself out of the hole that I put myself in. That, you know, it took me 2 months to dig myself into that hole, and it took me 9-10 months to get out of it. Okay, and I'm not perfectly up again. I would say I'm back up to like, and I'm just trying to be fair here, like 65% alkaline. I'm trying to do, you know, I'm trying to take baby steps. One problem that I have is trying to be perfect all at once. And that's, you know, a surefire way to set yourself up for failure. I don't recommend that for anyone. But essentially I'm finally digging myself out. I'm making moves. I'm taking steps. Finally, you know, lost some weight again. Not perfect, not back to where I was. Definitely still have a lot of strength to rebuild. You know, as far as my internal body and my alkalinity, there has been a lot of effects, right? When you don't eat what you're supposed to be eating, okay, and we'll talk about this, we'll talk more about this. It does have negative effects on your body and your mental health, right? So that's another double whammy. It's like when you eat something that you know is not good for you, sure, it's comforting in that moment, but later it makes you feel worse. And then if you're anything like me, then you feel guilty because you knew it wasn't good and you knew you were going to feel worse, but you did it anyways. So now you feel even more like crap, like mentally and physically. And then it just keeps feeding off of you. Like all the negativity just keeps building and feeding off of each other. And so anyways, it has taken me a lot. You know, I had fully planned on, you know, after like the first 4 months of not recording, I had fully planned on coming back and in the springtime, I was like, okay, whatever, I rested for the winter, I'm gonna do this. And then, like I said, I started that new job, and I thought that was gonna be my ticket into like feeling good again. And it did make me feel good, but like I said, so many unpredicted things happen. I just feel like I have not had a moment of solid ground since I've left you guys, right? I'm finally getting into a place now where I'm starting to feel more stable within myself. And even though I'm still making a lot of changes. So bear with me if my recording and my uploading becomes a little bit inconsistent. You know, just hang with me. I will eventually get myself back up to a regular recording schedule. I think I was recording like at least uploading once or twice a week when I had first. My goal was like at least once a week when I first had started the channel. And like I said, I've never actually intended to increase. Okay, something just popped up on my screen, so I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I'm gonna get off just in case I run out of space. So pretty much that's it. I pretty much fell off in every way, shape, or form, physically, mentally, emotionally. Definitely was not adhering to the alkaline vegan lifestyle. You know, we'll talk a lot more about that. I just want to say, you know, if you found yourself in that position or finding yourself in that position, you know, take it easy, especially if you're a light worker. There's a lot of ascension symptoms taking place at this time. You know, whatever you do not beat yourself up. Okay, if you know, sometimes we get lost, sometimes we get off track. That's totally okay. Take one step at a time to get yourself back up. Man, that's what I've been doing. And you know, as soon as I stopped judging myself and guilt tripping myself, it made it a lot easier for myself to actually take the necessary steps to move forward. Okay, so with all of that being said, thank you guys so much. This was a lot longer of a video than I planned on making. If you have never tried a piel de sapo, I highly recommend it. It's extremely delicious. comment down below any questions, comments, or concerns that you have. And, I really, truly look forward to getting back on a regular schedule and creating some content for you guys. Man, come along with me. We are about to do it, man. We're about to blow back up, all right, in all the best ways possible. So thank you so much again for tuning in. If you made it this far, man, hit the like button. Show your girls some reciprocal love. I would love to see it. Always sending you much love, much gratitude. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.